Hello, welcome to Paleo Greenbird. I am Greenbird, and today we're going to take this Mookaite point that we made the other day. We almost finished it, just have to do a tiny little bit of touch up and then give it some notches. I've been thinking really long and hard about what kind of notches this particular point wants, and at first I just sort of wanted to notch into the base, make it very primitive, but after looking at it and thinking about it, I think this point wants some side notches. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start off taking my pressure flaker and just trying to clean up the rough edges just enough to make it so it matches on both sides. We did most of that in the last video, but still a little bit of fine tuning that needs to be done, just to make sure we're happy with it, so that when we go to sharpen it, we can just take those little itty bitty microflakes and not have to worry about doing any shaping of any form. So I'm just going to take off some little flakes. These are just shaping flakes at this point. I think that's pretty good. So now I'm going to get the grinder out. Grind it. I'm going to grind the whole thing, even though we're only going to be using the pressure flaker to make the notches, because this is already pretty sharp. I don't need it to be really any sharper than that. I can sharpen it at the last minute if I want to, but I am seeing some residual effects of the zigzagging, so I am going to actually do a little bit more touch up just to make sure that the center line is nice and even and proper. It's a lot of slipping. Smaller size. There we go. That smaller size made a huge difference. Alright. A little bit of a high spot over here. Just trying to get rid of that zigzag and make everything about the same elevation, so that we can make sure that that center line is nice and straight. Don't need the zigzag here. Okay, you can hear that cracking noise, which is that clink is a nice sound. That means I'm getting flakes. Don't want to go overboard here though. I'm just trying to get everything in harmony, that's all. Make sure everything kind of lines up with itself on the other side, which can be a task in of itself. Alright, so if I just feather this one spot right here, we're good. This is all in camera. It's too high. I hope not. If so, I'm going to have to edit that out, but back up. Still getting used to the camera, guys, sorry. So I'm going to notch this a little bit. Or, I'm sorry, I'm going to just trim this up, jumping ahead. And now I'm going to grind. So I've got the general shape that I want. I will sharpen anytime I want. That timer's not now. bit extra, just a tiny bit that needs to come off over on this side, just to even everything out. Okay, so we're there. Alright, so we've got a really good shape here. That's acceptable. A little tiny hook off the tip, which you will get. It's almost guaranteed. There we go, that sounded good. Those sounds. Okay, so now we're at a point where we should do a little bit of grinding. Alright, so I'm happy with the uniformity of this point. There's just a tiny bit of trimming that I can do on this side. Probably don't even need to do it now. I can probably touch it up when I sharpen, but for the sake of the video, I'll just do it now. A little bit of a thick spot there in the middle. Not a thick spot, but just kind of like a wide spot. And of course, I gotta follow that down and eventually feather it so it becomes part of the point. That's what we did just there. Zigzag here where I need to feather it. A little bit of a thick spot down here in the base. I don't really like that. That was a nice good thinning flake. I just have to remember that I'm still getting those zigzag effects. Make sure I'm taking care of those, because we're really ready to notch. We're just cleaning up. Trying to make sure every part of the point is in line with the center line. If not, it's got to be trimmed. Just nibbling off little flakes, trying to make sure everything starts to come to shape. I don't want to take off too much because then I'm in trouble. Then I have to just trim off the other side to match it. I'll probably end up losing length and width and all that stuff that I want. So a little bit of a grind on this tip. Get that to a normal tip. Might have to mess with it a little bit. Flip it upside down. I'm trying to raise the center line on this one side because it's kind of low, which gives the effect, sort of the turtle effect. One side is too low. Even if it's not a turtle, if one side of your center line is too low, it'll just make it look like a turtle. High spots that could be zigzagged, so I'm doing that. Like I said, just fine-tuning. So now that we're here, take the grinder, grind everything down, and then we're going to give this bad boy some notches. I think this is thin enough. A tiny bit of fine-tuning over here. Very, very fine-tuned. Basically just knocking those points off. Not even really driving flakes. Except for right there. I'm gonna do what makes sense. Shouldn't need to drive a flake right now, but if you come across a spot that needs one, take it. Okay, great. So here we are. And now we're gonna side notch this. This is gonna be a nice thin point. I'm guessing maybe this would have been used for fishing. I mean, you could use it for hunting bigger stuff too, but fishing is where you need that thin point. So we're going to go back to notching it. You see a nice place to start right here. We're going to give this side notches. Just rotating back and forth with the rock until I get my notch. I don't want to go too far because I want to make sure I can get the same distance with the other side. So I'm going to switch. I have a nice little platform here. That was a light flake. Sometimes when you get a light flake, it can create a situation where you stall. So I gotta make sure that one goes deep, which it did. Flipping it over each time. Trying to match that other side. Once I match that other side, I'm going to flip back to the other side. Although, oh, daggone it. Broke it off. Broke those ears off. No big deal. This is just going to be a shorter point than we originally thought. So, break the grinding stone out. I should have stopped. I had those ears nice and thin. I was trying to go beyond my limit, which is fine. You want to do that, really, actually. Otherwise, you're not growing or learning. But kind of wish I had done that off camera. Alright, so pad against my leg. I'll try it again. Let's go for some more realistic notches. something that would make the point usable, not something that would be like a show-off piece. And because I broke that base off, or the ears off rather, this base is a little bit thicker than what it would have normally been, so I'm gonna have to adjust it. Reduce as much of that thick part as I can. Now I'm going to go back to the notching, because I have a haftable base. So now I'm just going to clean those notches up. Just taking little tiny pieces. At this point I just want this to be functional. I don't want to take a chance on ruining it. See a platform here that will reduce my base, so I'm going to try and take it. There we go. That was a bummer, but we'll still get a nice point out of this. Take small bites, which is what I should have done the first time, so I didn't break the ear off. So I think we'll grind this off. Let's see what we have. I'm even going to grind in the ears. So I have that ability to do so. So we got a little point out of here. I wish I could have gotten something a little bit bigger, but after breaking those notches I had to move up a little bit, so I lost probably at least a 1/4 inch of the point itself. So the notches normally would have been down here where the ears are, but that's okay. Old boys face the same problems. That's what we're left with. So we just need to clean this up a little bit on the edges so that we can sharpen it. I would say this point is done. I try not to flake any closer to those ears and notch as I need to. Let those just kind of be what they're going to be. You can shape the rest of the point up. Pressure. Again. Oh, I dropped it. I have a terrible, terrible habit of doing that. My bucket's full of water, so that doesn't help. Alright, so we're going to grind this and call it done. Alright, so what we have here is a decent Mookaite point. Snapped it off so it's not as long as I would like it to be, but it'll do the job. Try and match that ear up a little bit. Alright, so what we have here is our finished product. You can see it's notched, it's got the notches in it. It's nice and thin. It's not as long or as wide, as thick as we wanted it to be because we had to correct it because of a mistake I made, but all in all, I'd say this is a decent point. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and have an awesome day. This is Paleo Grainbird, and I am signing out.